Hey Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today to share with you a layout I created using my Cocoa Daisy May kit for Spiegelmom scraps. I incorporated 3 of the sequins mixes into this layout and the cork pieces up there on the top left. And if you go over to the Spiegelmom scraps YouTube channel today, I will show you the techniques that I use to make those cork clouds and sequence chains. It was a play on daisy chains there. So I used this 6x4 card to create the top panel of this layout, and the card already said Endless Summer. So what I did was I took these letters and I put swim in underneath, and so it removed the blue so that you saw through to the white underneath, where I put the blue card on top of the white cardstock. I originally was going to put swim meet, but it was too much and it ruined the balance on the card, so I just decided to put summer swim. I used some artist tape, that yellow stuff there, to hold down the letters so that they didn't shift, and in order to not pull up the ink on this, if you pull against the paper, it doesn't pull the ink up. But you see how I pulled too quickly off the end there, and it did leave a little white spot and pull some ink up. So I just used a puffy sticker to cover over that. So that was one of the 4x6 cards from the Day in the Life kit. And then I used one of the 6x6 pieces of exclusive Cocoa Daisy pattern paper for the top or the middle panel and then the bottom panel. I loved those clouds and the blue feel of a summer day, and then at the bottom the swirls, as I have done in a previous layout, made it look sort of like the waves of water, and I thought that that was a fun way to document these girls on their first day. I think it was their first day of a summer swim meet. So that is the foundation of the layout there. Then it's time to just trim the picture because it is a very dark collection of pattern papers that are there. I wanted to keep that white border to just make the picture pop from that. I knew I needed to cover that dot there, and I liked that strip of blue that was residual from when I cut out the swirlies at the bottom to just give a little bit more lightness to that top frame up there. I used some of the chipboard stickers and some of the die cuts just for a little added pop of things here and there. The tone on tone of the blues was enough for me, and I liked it that way, but I wanted a little bit of pizzazz, and so I pulled out some sequins, and I have 3 different collections here. I have Wedding Bells, Hey Kiddo, and Blues Traveler. You don't need to use wedding bells for just weddings. It worked perfectly to have the white in that really dark that I end up putting up there where I'm actually laying down sequins now. I thought that the sequins chain was going to go across, all the way across on that light blue strip up the top, but end up putting it down below on the picture. And I do start to lay some down here, but if you head over to the Spiegelmom Scraps YouTube channel, and I'll link that up in a little bit, that's where you'll see this whole sequins chain come together. I alternated some of the different sequences. That thing on my finger there is called a bead nabber. It's available in a bead shop or in the bead section of Joann's or Michael's. It's $1.99, $2.99, something like that, and it just makes easy work of picking up small objects like sequins. Or you could use a silhouette picker-upper tool thing. I'm sure it has a name, but I'm not sure what it is. So I haven't committed to that top layer yet because I'm not sure what I want to do. But once I get all the sequins down the bottom, I do really like that, and it adds an effect to the swirls that to me sort of mimic the shimmer of water, that glisten of the sun against the water. So I decide that once I organize the sequins that I definitely really want to put them there. And so I use a ruler to slide them all up straight above where they're going to be. and then go back and glue them in. And if you go to Spiegelmom Scraps, the link is coming up, you'll see how I lay that down. And then you can also see how I turn those cloud pieces into puffy clouds that I'll end up putting up at the top left-hand border. So I just leave this as a straight strip because I've got a lot of texture in there with the sequins, and that straight strip with the lighter blue just gives it a nice contrast of tone on tone. I want to pop the picture from the page, so I just use a little bit of foam, as I'm wanting to do with a lot of my layouts lately. And that creates a fun little dimension of them standing on the pool deck there. And I've got a bunch of ephemera from the kit, the Cocoa Daisy kit, and just add that there. So you can see that that little blue banner, blue and white banner, has pink on it, and the pink doesn't work with the layout, so that's quickly fixed by just taking a enamel star and covering that up. And I use a few more of those enamel stars just in that corner there to cover up that white spot where I pulled up the ink on the 6x4 card. And I like things in trios, so I used 2 different colors. So these are the puffy clouds that you can see how I created them, and learn how to do that yourself over on the Spiegelmom Scraps blog. And they make a perfect complement to the clouds in the pattern paper from Cocoa Daisy. And then this is where I use the white sequins and the little silver star from the Wedding Bells collection, and just add a little bit more bling and sparkle to the page. So it's time to just adhere those down. And again, Scott Quick Dry, which is no longer called Quick Dry, it's called Permanent Tacky Glue. It's just, I'll forever know it is Quick Dry, I think, is what I use to adhere the sequins down. And that is pretty much going to be the page. I do take one of the print and cut files for the date right there, and put that off of the picture and write the date in there. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this 2-part series, one on Spiegelmom Scraps and this one here on my own personal blog. There's some close-ups to follow. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I hope you enjoyed this process video. Thanks for stopping in today.